When you think of swaying palm trees, Nova Scotia doesn't automatically come to mind, but back in 2018, HRM planted 7 of them as an experiment. And for how that all panned out, I'm joined by municipal spokesperson Ryan Nearing. So I guess my first question is, why?
Well, we wanted to explore different ways to bring folks out to check out the different municipal parks that we have. You know, maybe many folks won't have the opportunity to go down south and to see palm trees in person. So why not bring them right here to Nova Scotia and at the same time check out some of the fantastic green spaces that we have?
Okay, so I understand there was a couple of different varieties planted. Tell me about that.
That's right. So we had 3 different varieties planted. The most common one, the one that folks probably recognize the most, were those tall windmill palms. But there were 2 smaller examples as well. Each of those trees were selected because they were known to withstand colder, harsher climates.
And the cost of this experiment?
It was about $4,000 at the beginning. That was the initial purchase and installation of the trees. After that, the maintenance was just rolled into the municipality's annual Parks and Recreation operating budget.
All right, well, tell me a bit about, trying to keep those plants, I guess they're not trees, but actually plants, protected from our weather.
Yes, we had our municipal crews checking on them continuously and really keeping an eye out for them in the winter. That included surrounding the trunk of the plants with wooden boxes to try to insulate them and keep the heat retained. We also were checking, best practices from other jurisdictions that may have explored something similar. Vancouver planted a couple of palm trees as well. Obviously, Vancouver winters are very different than Halifax winters, but we looked for best practices on how to maintain them.
And in the end,
And in the end, unfortunately, the Nova Scotia winters proved to be a little too harsh for these palm trees. 5 of that initial batch died after the winter of 2021-2022. The last 2 that were remaining actually had to be replaced. One that same winter, so now in spring 2022. The other had to be replaced the following spring, but those 2 replacements unfortunately didn't survive this past winter.
so any lessons learned from all this?
Really, we just thanks folks for the curiosity that they had and willingness to participate in this experiment. Our municipal grounds crew and folks who work at our municipal greenhouses are always exploring different species that maybe we could add to the fantastic green landscape that we have here within the municipality. So you never know what may come in the future.
All right, well, thanks for this. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Amy.